Welcome to another edition of Florida Newsmakers. I'm Tramel Gomes with our very special guest, Herschel Vinyard, the Secretary of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Welcome to the program.
It's great to be here, Tramel.
Let's get right into it. Florida went through on its promise. Governor Rick Scott went forward with the lawsuit against Georgia in the ongoing tri-state water wars. This has been going on for about 20 years now. What's the expected outcome on this juncture?
We wouldn't have filed this lawsuit if we didn't think we were going to win. It's a bold step by the governor, but it's necessary. We have an ecological collapse in the Apalachicola area because the lack of fresh water that's coming from Georgia. And it's also, I would call it a cultural collapse. So many of those families in that region, they're dependent upon a healthy environment, and it's a way of life for so many of those folks, and the lack of fresh water is impacting them.
Now, Georgia isn't backing down at all. They're calling this a frivolous lawsuit. They're touting that they've won in court time and time again. So what's going to be different this time?
It's a very different kind of lawsuit. It's what's called an original action. It's provided for in our Constitution, in the U.S. Constitution. It's only been used about 200 times in our nation's history, so it's very rare, and we realize the magnitude of what we're doing, but we think that the environment and the people in that area are worth it.
All right. What's being done in the meantime as this dispute goes on?
We're working in great partnership with the Northwest Florida Water Management District. The Department of Economic Opportunity is providing training for the folks that may have been displaced by the collapse in the environment in that area. We're working with the Department of Agriculture as well as Fish and Wildlife Commission to provide shelling opportunities. It provides people jobs, and it also provides habitat for when we get the water right in that area, the oysters will be able to come back faster.
On to another dispute when it comes to water quality standards, the numeric nutrient criteria. You won the ability to set those standards in place instead of the federal government. Where are we now?
Well, actually, we've been working very well with the federal government. One of the things that I've insisted on is we've got to rely on the very best science available, and that's what we've done. We brought the very best science available to the federal government, to the federal judge. There's actually has been an administrative law trial, and the good news is our waters will improve because of this Florida-led initiative. It's an exciting day for Florida. EPA's got some more processing that they need to do, so we'll have complete control, but EPA says that we will now have the most comprehensive nutrient reduction program in the country.
All right. Springs. There's been a big investment in springs protection that's been made recently by the state. What does that mean for springs going forward?
It was an exciting day when Governor Scott and the legislature provided us with the funds. It was $10 million on July 1. And one of the things we did, two things we did that were a little bit different than we usually do, is we wanted to have a significant cost share from either the local government or the water management district. And what we were able to do is grow that $10 million into $37 million when you had the local contributions. And the other track that we took is, rather than maybe doing more studies or research, I'm a fan of both of those, but the environment and the people were crying out for projects. They want to see immediate improvement in our springs. And so 100% of that $37 million went to shovel-ready projects that we will soon be able to see some immediate improvements in our water quality of springs.
As we get ready to wrap up here, we can't escape but without talking about the Everglades. Where are things now with the ongoing process of restoring Florida's Everglades?
It's been another exciting win for the Everglades. Governor Scott went to the federal government with his landmark Everglades Water Quality Plan. And the federal government looked at the science behind it and said, this is a win. And they approved it. The federal judges have looked at it and they're excited. It's been a fantastic opportunity for me personally to work with our federal partners, the environmental stakeholders, and the folks in South Florida, because this is going to also give immediate measurable improvement to the Everglades.
And as we wrap up here, I just want to mention that you're also celebrating because the Florida Park System just got another great, recognition, being the third time nominated as the best in the nation. So,
I'll tell you what, the people that enjoy our parks, as well as our wonderful, wonderful park employees, they have been rejoicing for the last week. We were selected as the best state park system in the country. And it's the third time we've won that gold medal award. No other state has won it twice. And so we're the only state that's won it twice, and now the only state that's won it 3 times. So we have a real jewel in our state with our Florida Park Service.
Well, congratulations on that honor, and thank you for joining us here on the program. And to our viewers, we'll catch you next time.